All right, back to the I wasn't listened to and I was left in the home. Told that I was needed to be in therapy. Next thing you know, my foster mom sits me and my sister down and asks us, how do we feel about being adopted? And I'm being honest. I said, I like it here, but I don't like getting beat. This is what I kind of noticed, that my foster mom was a little off. It's kind of like she had a small anger fit, and she switched from, how do you guys like it here? How do you guys feel about getting adopted, to, don't nobody else want you. You ain't gonna get this nowhere else but here. So if you want to leave, get out my house and walk out the door. Why would you say that to a kid? Why would you say that to a kid? Like, I'm honestly expressing my concern about my living situation to you as a mom and a daughter. Why would you say that? Like, how did you flip that fast? Like, what? So I took that to heart, and I'm like, okay, well, this is somewhat the best that we've been in since we've been in foster care and with other people. So I can take it. It's only physical abuse. My social worker said it was okay. I'll be fine. My vision was shattered of what was right. I could no longer properly perceive that even though I felt it was wrong to happen to me, I'm like, you know what? I guess this is a part of being a family, so I'll take it. After we got adopted, oh God, after we got adopted, the abuse got like way, way worse. I was beaten with cast iron tools. Do y'all remember those cast iron tools from fireplaces? Like those really black metal things you would use to tend to the fire with. I got beat with those. I got beat with the water hose, a billy club. Her son used to be a cop, so he left all his old uniform there, and that included everything. She would beat me with the billy club. She would have me sit in a chair and hit me across my thighs with it. Dude, that, just thinking about it. Oh. Do you know what a billy club is made of? It is made of pure cement and it's covered in plastic. Well, that's what that one was made of. I got beat with sticks, a 2x4, metal poles. I was hit in the head with a gun at one point. Like, she tried to drown me. Like, she really had issues. She would flip, and it was like these anger fits. Next thing you know, she's, oh my God, I love you. And then next thing you know, it's, she asked me a question. She didn't like the answer that I gave her, and I got hit in the head with a gun. Like, what? Like, I had blood coming down from the side of my head. Jesus Christ. To humiliate me, not to get me to be humble or help me understand humility, she would put me outside naked. Like, make a strip of all our clothes, and we would have to go outside. And she would say, get off my property. So we couldn't just be outside in the yard. We was in the street, on the sidewalk, naked. And what's funny is, like, not too long ago, I was reading Exodus and Leviticus, and it was talking about how not to uncover the nakedness thing. So that act within itself was perverse on a level that I couldn't even understand. Everything that she did, it changed how I viewed a mom. And I started to believe, because you guys remember from the first episode, my lust for love was still, it was birthed at that point. And in like coming to this home, some of it was being quenched, but because this is what was happening. Everything that I saw and what I had to experience with her, I began to believe that is what love was. That is what true love was. Get up, I'll say I can't sleep, and she'll be like, okay, come sit on the couch with me, and she'll let me lay under her. And we would sit up and watch movies, and I would fall asleep on her, and then next thing you know, I wake up in my bed, and I would know that she carried me there. When I would have asthma attacks and I didn't know what to do and I was just scared, she would, pray for me and hold my hands up and help me understand. And then next thing you know, I'd be able to breathe, and I was okay with that. Two, you ain't nothing. You ain't gonna never be nothing. Don't nobody want you, and I'm only taking care of you because I have a check coming in the mail. Like, why would you tell somebody that? How would you go from this to that? But then in my head, because my perception is so messed up, I would understand, and I would make myself understand, this is what love is. You're gonna have some good times and you're gonna have some bad times. It ain't gonna always be perfect, but it ain't gonna always be bad. That's a horrible way to shatter a child's perception and vision of what is really love. It was shattered for me. I couldn't understand it. But I forced myself to understand that this was okay. The perception was, y'all ain't nothing. You guys are simply an opportunity for me to help my kids. And that's what we were. That's how we were taken. And they always told us that they were better than us. It did not matter. One time I got my report card, and I got my report card and it had all A's on it. Then her granddaughter came. She had her one of her granddaughters came. She's like, this particular granddaughter is 1 year older than me, and she had her grades too. And now my report card was better than hers. That little competitor in each of us, and me, got excited. So my excitement didn't surely show. Like, it didn't publicly show. I was like, yes, my grades are better than hers. Because when you're always being told that you're no good and you're not better than anybody and you're the worst of the worst and everyone's better than you, to see that you actually are in one area, it'll make you happy. As long as you're good in school, you can go anywhere. So I said, I'm going to keep doing it. That way I can get up out of here. I can go and I can leave out of here. I was always told that I had a smart mouth and that I had a bad attitude and I needed to get it together. I believe I had a bad attitude. I didn't like my situation. I didn't like it at all. But mind you, I still had that mindset of, we gotta be bad so we can go back to our mom. But at this point, it was pretty much over because we were already adopted. So anything that I had ever gotten, it was taken away. One time there was a dress. It was a very beautiful dress. And it might seem so basic to you guys, but I will never forget this dress. And it was just pretty to me. It was so pretty. I loved it. She saw it, and she's like, oh, that's a pretty dress. And then my foster mom was like, do you want it? She's like, yeah, it's really pretty. She's like, can I have it? And at this point, my foster mom's daughter, which is her mom, came in and was like, oh, that's a really pretty dress. She's like, yeah, mama just said I can have it, because everyone called my foster mom mama. She's like, mama just said I can have it. And I started crying. And then the daughter was like, why are you crying? And then I just shook my head. And my foster mom was like, fix your face before I give you something to cry about. Really, that was my dress. So then the daughter realized what was happening. Well, she figured out why I was crying. Because I knew if I said why I was crying, it wasn't going to be nice. She figured out why I was crying. And she said, you crying over a dress? Give her the dress. We'll get you a better dress. They threw the dress on the floor. I still picked it up. I still wanted it. And my foster mom was like, if you keep that dress, when they leave, you're not going to like me. First and foremost, I already don't like you. Second, why would you beat me for keeping a dress? Why would you beat me for something that you gave me? Why would you beat me for something that's mine? But still, even after they left, I still got beat. Because in a sense, I was embarrassing her because I wanted my dress. Really weird. We were made to believe that we were contaminated. We were a disease. We were different. We were unaccepted. We were, in a sense, it's kind of like we were lepers in that house. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. It's kind of like we were lepers in that house. That something was wrong with us because we weren't blood related. And because we were foster kids. It seemed like because we were given so much from the state that they wanted to make sure that we knew we had nothing and we were nothing. And that shattered my vision of a lot of things because I did not want to feel like I was nothing. It's true, I don't have a mom. It's true, I don't know where my dad is. It's true, you are taking care of me. So maybe I don't have nothing. Maybe I am nothing. Maybe I am contaminated because I'm a foster child. I'm not a real child, I'm a foster child. That's one of the most horrible feelings in the world. To be an outcast at a child's age when all you want is love and stability. Even then, even though I was in a home, I had somewhere to stay, I had food, I had clothes and all that, I did not understand why I was outcasted. I did not understand that none of that stability was not just having somewhere consistent. I was trying to make up for what I did not have. So I just took. In reality, I was a coveter. I coveted things that people had that I did not. If you had loving parents, if I could have stole somebody's parents, I would have. If I could have stole someone's bloodline, I would have. If I could have stole love, I would have. I was a coveter. I coveted the simplest things. Backpacks, pencils, pens, folders, notebooks. I coveted simple things and I stole them. As a result, of course, I was isolated, I was talked about, and I was popular for being a thief as opposed to who I was.